Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble News channel. We're going straight to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, this chart has to strike a chord with you. Yesterday I talked about going back to the center line. And if you watched yesterday, it did exactly what we said it would. I told you that you should expect it to bounce back up as long as it stays above this pivot line. What did it do yesterday after I said that on the game plan at 9 a.m.? Even though the price of Bitcoin has recently gone up, traders are warning that it could drop to $62,000 or even less during mid-market instability. Bitcoin's price has gone up about 2% since July 25th and is now above $1.67,000. But well-known trader Cryptode says this move was hasty and surprising. Even though Bitcoin's value went up, Cryptode and other experts said it could still fall to $1.62,000 or even less. Cryptode thought there would be a corrective bounce followed by a drop, but he is open to the idea of new highs. People are very excited to hear Donald Trump's speech at the Bitcoin 2024 meeting in Nashville. There are rumors that if Trump has won, the U.S. could hold a strategic reserve in Bitcoin. This has made the market more bullish. Analyst Cole Garner points out that the overall spot BTC order book is still bearish, which means that prices are likely to stay flat. Indicators for trading resource materials show that $1,500 or $1.63,000 is a key support mark. Be careful because if you fall below this, it could mean that recent bullish signs were wrong. A lot of attention is being paid to the latest price action. Some traders think prices could reach new highs, but the more cautious view says that investors should be careful. Key support levels and market events will have a big impact on how prices move in the future. Bitcoin's price is still going in an unknown direction, as traders aren't sure if the recent gains will hold or if a big drop is on the way. How the market reacts to upcoming events like Trump's speech will have a big impact on BTC's short-term future. There is no doubt that Bitcoin goes back up after it hits that line, which is the pivot line. That's the power of learning pivots and learning trendline analysis once more. Things start to become a game of chance once you figure out how to find these levels. That's the important thing. In this case, we knew this line was a turning point. Take note of how, if we stretch this out, we broke below and went backwards. It was still below, so it must be bearish, right? Lessons. Okay, so that's what you thought would happen. The price then fights back up, breaks out, and now retraces. As long as it stays above, the market is positive. It goes up and down, hits, and then you go back up again. That's a really cool chart. This will stay in a bullish or good mood until we reach the 70 to 71,000 level. That's still the move I think is best at this point. What would make me change my mind now? Don't forget that everyone is always like, well, you can't change your mind, or like you said it was going this way, or that makes no sense at all. Because in the end, the chart tells me I don't tell the chart that what I think, feel, my heart, or anything else doesn't matter. That's all just BS, right? Let's tell the truth. The market acts the way it chooses. You can be a much more free investor once you know that. You can also just look at the chart and ask yourself, okay, what does this chart mean? The chart doesn't hear anything from me. If I try to sell the chart, I always lose, the chart tells me. So what do we have here? Your center line is still on the chart, as long as this line stays put. It looks good, right? That means above the line is strong. There will be a bull there. It will quickly turn bearish if it falls below and starts moving down here. Don't forget that. That's all you need to know about this chart. I'm not going to use any crazy tracking numbers or indicators on this. I don't need any of that stuff. Only keep an eye on your pivot line. It's bullish as long as it's above this, at least up into this area right now. Okay, by the way, I like things to be easy. Let's look at gold next today. Before today's gold trade, I thought, wow, today is going to be a very volatile day on gold. All of the PCE info is now out. It's going to be crazy. Then it was like, it wasn't really that what was our support level on gold that we hit yesterday. That's the only good thing about this. Here it is. Pay attention to what's going on. In a way, you should bounce here. It's more likely to happen that way, probably about a 70% chance. That's what's taking place. Do I know if gold will rise again soon? I'm not sure. I do know that it will have a good bias, at least up to this area, as long as this line stays in place. It's going to go right there if it breaks this line. That's what the odds tell us. Again, it's very important to understand how the numbers work. It's all about the numbers. That's the bottom line. Okay, silver. Silver had also been broken up. It's inside this channel. Have you noticed that silver isn't going up today? This chart is not as strong because it fell below its center line. Okay, what was the line where it turned? Okay, this is very clear, right? You landed here, bounced here, landed here, chopped and broke. What does it do when it falls below the center line? It points to more downside. It shouldn't come as a surprise that it's slightly negative today, even though gold is going up. Gold stayed where it was. Silver didn't. This means that silver is likely to go down. Okay, and once more, the most amazing thing about it to me is how simple it is. I think you all feel the same way. Like that's your center line down there, it helps you get to the next level. If it can get back up, it will be bullish again and can go after the 3,150 to 3,250 mark. Okay, let's move on to oil. Let's check out what oil is doing now. The oil is moving back. It was down early yesterday on oil, but it went up again and went green after that strong GDP number. To go over it again though, this was what was likely to happen once we hit this level at 74. We were pretty close. We went from 84 to 76. But once more, the GDP number did go up a little yesterday. Many people would say, oh, GDP gold oil is going to go back to the highs right away. No, this is a short level, and once you hit this and saw the cross-section, a move to the fall is more likely. This is where X marks the spot. Okay, finally, natural gas. Natural gas prices are going down a little, but they are still above the technical support level right now. In other words, this is a big number for gas. We had a bounce. The bounce off the intermediate level was just right. I really thought it would bounce more. This was what we call a very weak bounce. It might still happen in the next few weeks. It didn't bounce very high. The general idea was for max upside up to this point, which, as you might guess, is very far away. You could bounce off the level, so it did give us a bounce. Sometimes you can't tell how high the bounce will go. What are we really looking for here? Is this level stable here? Yes, the two trend lines are coming together. It has already hit, which has made this level a little less strong, but the question is whether it can still hold and cause another bounce. Where are we going if it breaks below? The truth is that the natural gas area is probably between 195 and 185. Once more, natural gas has been under a lot of stress since we got this high. Even though it did bounce a little, it wasn't a very good bounce.